Hello students, welcome to class 11 physics class. Today we discuss oscillation due to a spring. So oscillation due to a spring, there is a two ways we can define. One is a horizontal oscillation of a body on a spring and the one is a vertical oscillation of a body on a spring. So first of all we discuss about the horizontal oscillation of a body. So in this figure you see that one object or body having mass m, it is connected with a massless spring lying on a frictionless horizontal table. Its one end is attached to a rigid support and the other end is with the that springs. One end is attached with a rigid support, another one is with that body. Now, in the second and third figure, you see that if the body is pulled towards right through a small distance x and release, it will start oscillating back and forth about its mean position or equilibrium position under the action of restoring force of elasticity. We know that the restoring force is opposite to the displacement. So, the expression will be F equals to minus K into X. Okay, where F is the restoring force of elasticity and K is the spring constant or force constant, and the negative sign it will indicate that the force is directed opposite to the X. Now from Newton's second law, we know that F equals to m into A. Now in differentiation from A can be written as d2x by dt square, second derivative of displacement. Now equation 1 and equation 2 are the equation of force. So we can write minus kx equals to m into d2x by dt square. So from here we get d2 square by dt square, that is equals to minus k by m, and we know that k by m, that is the omega square. So that is equals to minus omega square x. This is the differential equation. Now if we find out the time period t equals to, we know that 2 pi by omega. Omega means root under k by m. So root under, because it is 1 by omega, so it is root under m by k. So we can write, sorry, here it will be by mistake, it will written as 2 pi by root under k by m, then it will be 2 pi root under m by k. Frequency nu equals to 1 by t, 1 by 2 pi root under k by m. So just one you correct it here. That t equals to 2 pi by omega, that is equals to 2 pi by root under k by m, not m by k. Clear? This is the vertical oscillation, horizontal oscillation. Now we talks about the vertical oscillation of a body on a spring. Now, if a spring is suspended vertically down from rigid support and the body of mass m is attached to its lower end, the spring gets stretched and to a distance d due to the weight of the body, and that weight is W equals to mg. And because the spring one property is there, that is the elasticity, due to that property a restoring force is acting on it, and which is equal to k into d begins to act in a upward direction. Here k is a spring factor or spring constant. So the position in the position of equilibrium we can write mg, that is equals to k into d. We can write the weight of the body, that is equals to that k into d. The restoring force, that is F equals to k into d, spring factor into displacement, that will be equal to the weight of the body. Now if the body is pulled vertically downward through a small distance x from its equilibrium position and then release, it begins to oscillate up and down about its mean position. The weight mg of the body acts vertically downward, while the restoring force in that case we can write k into d plus x. In this figure you see that when it will be up and down, so it will cover the distance, that is d plus x. So the restoring force K, F equals to K into D plus X, due to the elasticity, it will be acts vertically upward. Therefore, the resultant force on the body, that is F equals to mg minus K into D plus X, because in this it will be up and down opposite to the weight. One weight, that force also act on the body. So the resultant force mg minus K into D plus X. So from here we get F equals to minus K into X. Now in same way, the Newton's second law, F equals to m into A, so A equals to d2x by dt square. So we can write m into d2x by dt square, that is equals to minus kx. So d2x by dt square, that is equals to minus k by m into x. K by m means omega square, so minus omega square into x. Now same way, if we find out the time period t equals to 2 pi by omega, that is equals to 2 pi by root under k by m, that is equals to 2 pi root under m by k. So this is a time period. So from here we can say that, or we conclude that the force of gravity has no effect on the force constant K, and hence the time period of the oscillating mass, and the acceleration is proportional to the displacement. From this equation, d2x by dt square equals to minus omega square x. From here we conclude that the acceleration is proportional to displacement x and it is directed opposite to it. So the body execute SHM. Whenever we prove this differential equation, then we can say that that object or that body execute SHM. That is the main point. Now we discuss the oscillation of a loaded spring in combination method. Combination means there are two combinations, either it will be series or the parallel. So first we talks about the parallel, then the series. So these two figures are the parallel combination of two springs. K1 and K2 are the spring constant, and we consider the extension produced in each spring, that will be y. So we can write F1 equals to minus K1 into y, F2 equals to minus K2 into y. So in parallel combination, the extension, whatever the extension is produced, it will be same for both spring. So the total restoring force F equals to F1 plus F2. If we put it over there, the values of F1 and F2, we get equation number 1. Now in place of this two spring, if we connect on one spring which is equivalent to this K1 and K2, so that is called the effective, or the effective force constant of the parallel combination. So we can write F equals to minus Kp into y. The Kp value will be equivalent to K1 and K2 together. So we can write Kp equals to K from 1 and 2, we can write Kp equals to K1 plus K2. So in series parallel combination, the equivalent force constant, that is equals to sum of individual force constant of two springs. So frequency of vibration nu equals to 1 by 2 pi root under Kp by m. So in place of Kp you can write K1 plus K2. Now series combination, in this two figure you see that this is a series combination. So but here the whatever the extension produced due to the spring, it will be different. So we can say that for first spring the extension will be x1, and for second spring it will be x2. So F equals to minus F, but here the force will be same. Force will be here, one force it will write F1, another force is F2, but the extension is same, and here the force will be same but the extension will be different. So F equals to minus K1 into X equals to minus K2 into X. So from these two equation we can find out the values x1 and x2. So total extension we can write x equals to x1 plus x2. If we put it over there, minus F into K1 plus K2 by K1 into K2. So F equals to, we get minus K1 K2 into X by K1 plus K2. Now if we consider the Ks, because series combination, that's why we write Ks, it will be the force constant of series combination, then F equals to minus Ks into X. So from equation 1 and 2 we can write Ks equals to K1 K2 by K1 plus K2. This is the equation of force constant in series combination. So similar way, if we want to find out the frequency, that is equals to 1 by 2 pi root under ks by m. So 1 by 2 pi root under k1 k2 by m into k1 plus k2. Clear? Okay. Now one numerical related to this spring constant. Here you see that three springs are connected to a mass m as shown in this figure. When the mass m is oscillate, what is the effective spring constant and the time period of vibration? It is similar to the series and parallel combination. If you understand, then you can say that these three springs are connected in parallel. So the effective spring constant, this is k equivalent, that is equals to k plus 2k plus k, that is equals to 4k. Okay, so here one in figure one mistake is there. The upper one spring has spring constant, lower one first spring has spring constant is 2k. So it is written only k. So in first one is k, then the 2k, then k. So k plus 2k plus k, that is equals to 4k. K value is given, so we get k equivalent, and t equals to, you know that, 2 pi root under m by k. So m by k equivalent, that is equals to 4 into k. So that is equals to 4k, that is equals to 8. If we put it over there, we get this equation. And this is your homework. You everyone prove this equation and send it to me, okay, in my WhatsApp. Now we talks about the simple pendulum. We know that the definition of simple pendulum, you also studied simple pendulum in class 8, class 9 also. So what is a simple pendulum? It is consist with a point mass suspended by a flexible inelastic weightless string from a rigid support of infinite mass. But in practice, we can neither have a point mass or not a weightless string. In practice, a simple pendulum is obtained by suspending a small metal bob by a long and fine cotton thread from a rigid support. But in practical class, we use these things. We don't have the point mass, so in place of point mass, we use the small metal bob, and it is connected with a long and fine cotton thread from a rigid support. Now the expression for time period. In the equilibrium position or the mean position, the bob of a simple pendulum has vertically below the point of suspension. Okay. If the bob is slightly displaced on either side and released, it begins to oscillate about its mean position. One time is right side, one time is left side. It begins to oscillate about its mean position. So now suppose we considered at any instant during this oscillation, the bob lies at position A. In this figure, you can understand any instant of time during this oscillation, the bob position at A, when its displacement OA, that is equals to, suppose, x, and the thread makes an angle theta with the vertical. So the force acting on a bob, forces, there is two forces are acting on a bob. One is its weight of the bob, that is mg, downwards direction. Another one is the tension T along the string, opposite to the mg. Now this mg can be resolved into components. One is mg cos theta acting along the thread, which is balanced by tension T in the thread, and another one is a mg sin theta, which is act tangentially. So is a net force acting on the bob and tends to bring it back to its mean position. So the restoring force on this bob, that can be written as F equals to minus mg sin theta, because mg cos theta and T, this will be balanced together and cancel. No effect is there. So only mg sin theta is there, only force which is act on the object or on the bob that, at position A, that is only mg sin theta. So F equals to minus mg sin theta. Due to this force, the bob again return back to its equilibrium position. it tends to bring it back to its mean position. Now if you know the sin theta table, how can we elaborate? So we know that in sin theta it will be theta minus theta cube by 3 factorial 3 plus theta 5 by factorial 5 minus then theta 7 by factorial 7. Okay, so after that, if you take theta common, minus mg theta 1 minus theta square by 6 plus theta to the power 4 by 120 minus, it is dot 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 up to higher order terms, where theta it is in radian. We know that. It is clear that oscillation are not simple harmonic because the restoring force F it's not proportional to the angular displacement theta, because in differential equation d2x by dt square that is equals to minus omega square x, it is not there. So we cannot say that this oscillation is a simple harmonic motion. So if theta, this theta, whatever the angle is make with the thread, with the vertical, this angle theta is so small, that is higher power, so the higher powers can be neglected. So we consider only the mg theta and the other terms can be neglected. So we have F equals to minus mg into theta, and theta equals to, we know that arc by radius, that is x, arc is the x displacement by radius, radius means the length of the thread, that is L. So F equals to minus mg into x by L. Now from second law we know that F equals to m into a, so ma equals to minus mg x by L. So a equals to, we get minus gl by x, where g by L it will represent omega square. So a equals to, we get minus omega square x. Thus the acceleration of the bob is proportional to the displacement x and it is directed opposite to it. So hence for small oscillation the motion of the bob is simple harmonic. So this is a condition for simple harmonic motion or simple harmonic or simple pendulum, that if the oscillation of the simple pendulum is very small, that means that theta, if theta is very small, so we can neglect the higher order terms, then only the oscillation can be simple harmonic motion. But if the oscillation is too much, if the angle theta is very larger compared to this position, so we can say that oscillation are not the simple harmonic motion. Now if we want to find out the time period, t equals to 2 pi by omega. So in place of omega we can write root under g by L. So t equals to, we get 2 pi root under L by g. We know this, we studied this formula in class 9, but how it can be derived we don't know. So t equals to 2 pi root under L by g. This is a time period for simple pendulum. Everybody knows it, but how we can derive it? Like this way. So from here we can conclude that the time period of a simple pendulum depends on its length L, that means length of the thread, and acceleration due to gravity g, but it is independent of the mass m of the bob. And here one more thing, that L, total length, this is not only the length of the thread, total length of the simple pendulum, that means length of the thread plus that whatever the bob, it has one hook. Okay, so that height of the hook plus radius of the bob, this is the total length of a simple pendulum. Total length of the simple pendulum, it is a sum of length of the thread plus height of the hook plus radius of the bob. This is the total length. Here whatever the L is represent here, that is the total length of the simple pendulum. So total length means L, length of the thread, height of the hook, radius of the bob, metal bob. Clear? Okay, so if you have any problem, two or more thing has left, one more video, this chapter will be completed. So if you have any problem, please write in a comment box. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.